Gurudev, we have questions come in from across social media, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah, go ahead.
Astha on Instagram and many others are asking, what is karma and how exactly does it work?
Well, karma literally means action. Action in its impression in the mind, which is latent, will give rise to similar situations. Isn't it? So, karma has three dimensions. One is the impression of actions which you have in your mind, in your consciousness, and then the action that you are doing in the present, and the possible activity, possible action that may befall you or which you would attract because you have similar impressions within you. This is also called karma. Yeah.
Krishna Prajwal on Instagram has asked, are bad incidents happening due to my past bad life, past karma? What is the fastest way to burn negative karma?
Listen, karma is not always bad. You did good karma means you have good action and it gives you good result. Some bad experience in life could be due to past karma, definitely. And to remove those karmas, bad impressions in the mind, meditation will help, Kriya will help. Sudarshan Kriya removes many of those impressions. May not be everything, not all, but most of it can be handled, yes, through meditation, through Kriya and through good action.
Prakash is asking, why do we see bad things happen to good people while the bad people are enjoying life?
Well, it appears like that because we see in a very small window. Just expand your awareness. These so-called bad people have done something good in the past, and that's giving them those good results, right? So, and those who are doing good, if something bad is happening, well, knowingly, unknowingly, something must have happened in the past, isn't it? See, you don't get mango fruit from this, sowing a neem tree, right? So, as you sow, so shall you reap. Have you heard that sentence? Yeah, that proverb. So, definitely this, it's not because the goodness of a person that he experiences misery. It could be because of their not being smart or being a little foolish. That is one, could be one reason. Another reason is circumstances, situation would have brought in such, tough and difficult times. You know one thing? Tough times beckons your skill to be in action. You know, it's some way the misery in life gives us some depth. It brings depth. So make use of every situation, whether good or bad, to your advantage. That's smart. That's being smart.
Radhika from Instagram is asking, how much time does it take to finish our karmas?
Your karmas can never be finished. Karmas continue. It's like you're asking, when will the ocean have no waves? The ocean will have waves. But you can rise above the waves. You can surf. You can rise above the waves. That is by being a witness to it. Not being reactive, but to be a witness to your own actions, your own tendencies. It's possible. And it is possible any moment, any time.
Akhilesh and Shweta have asked, if one is thinking about bad stuff but not actually doing anything, will it still create karma? Which is more important, thought or action?
Well, thought, of course, is important, but you have no control over all your thoughts, do you? Good thoughts come, bad thoughts come, so what? As long as you don't identify with them, Don't think, oh, this is my bad thought. You are free. Do you see what I'm saying? The thoughts come, they come and they go. Don't worry about them. Don't chew on them. Don't resist them. This is the way to sail over those impressions. Yeah.
Vinay has asked, is the meeting between two people decided by karma? Then is love also just karma?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Good karmas are there. Good karma is that brings you happiness, brings you joy. Merits in life makes you ecstatic. And things you do which hurt yourself and which is hurtful for others too. But I tell you, good karma, bad karma, don't get stuck in them. Don't hold on to them. Just move on. It's okay. In life, both come. They all come. Sweet experiences come, bitter experiences come, arguments happen in any relationship. If you go on analyzing it, there is no end to it, right? And being smart is just taking them all in one go and not being bothered about it.
Hardik is asking, I am 27 and I still don't have a girlfriend. Is that because of some past karma or am I doing something wrong?
No, whatever is the past, that is done. It's already, you can't repair the past. You cannot now go back when you were 17 and try to have a girlfriend at that time. But it's open to you now. Come on, wake up. You do what you want to do. And that is your current action, right? You are free to do what you want to do now. Don't think you are bound by karma so much that you have no freedom at all. Let me give you a simple example. We have this huge confusion in our mind about life being all karma or there is a free will also in it. I tell you, life is a combination of both free will and destiny. It's karma and karma swatantra. Both are there with you. Like your height is determined, is destiny, but your weight is your free will. Like that, though you have not inherited a huge wealth of the past, but nothing can stop you for dreaming about it and creating it in the future. Do you see what I'm saying?
Aman is asking, people say things happen because of karma, sometimes they say it happens because of planets. Are the two connected? What is really governing a person's life?
What governs a person's life is your will. And make your will strong and know that you can overcome the past impressions as well. And if you're not focused on your will or what you want, of course, what gets overpowered and your life gets overpowered by the past impressions, past karma, definitely. It's like this, say, you have certain X amount of money with you to start a business. Suppose you don't think about multiplying your capital and you just sit with it, what will happen? Whatever you have earned, that capital will drain. It will finish over a period of time. Like that, your karma is your capital, but your present action, the karma that you do now, can make it grow. Yes? And if there is a debt, the present karma can nullify it. So if it's a negative karma, it can be nullified. If it's a positive karma, you don't want to get rid of your positive karma, do you? Nobody wants to get rid of their positive impact of positive karma, your merits. And that will grow. You can make it grow. Yeah.
Michael is asking, What happens to our karma when we get a master? And what karma is needed to get one in life?
Of course, you need to have certain karma to get into the spiritual path. No doubt. No doubt about it. But once you are on the path, you will see most of those impressions which you are carrying, which were not conducive, which were not evolutionary in nature, will all fall apart. They'll all fall apart. And what's good, what's right, what suits your dharma, your nature, only will carry you forward. And that's what happened coming to a master. Yeah.
Devansh is asking, is there a collective karma of the world as well? Whose bad karma is responsible for COVID-19?
Of course, there is a collective karma, there is a family karma, there is karma for, for a group, collective communities have a karma, geographical places have a karma. That's why I said, Gahana karmano gati. One simple word they said, unfathomable are the ocean of karma. Because this entire creation is filled with action. There is action everywhere, and so when there is action everywhere, there is reactions everywhere. And so, just don't go and scratch your head on this. See the past as destiny, the future as your free will, and live happily in the present moment. With the COVID-19, yes, I strongly believe, rather I know, it's a man-made virus. Some people may not agree with it or may be wondering about it, but time will tell them. In due course of time, they'll realize it's a man-made, deliberately or inadvertently, the man-made virus has escaped and it has caused havoc in the world. It has happened. So, analyzing it, yes, there are individual karma connected to it, collective karmas connected to it, and some people had to die with this. That is also part of karma, no doubt about it. Yeah.
Gurudev, we're getting live questions through YouTube. Kiran Ventra is saying, I am 45 years old. Is my next incarnation already fixed at this point of time in my life?
No, there is still ways to correct it. Yeah, that is one thing. Next incarnation, you can choose. Yeah.
Montserrat Lopez has asked, is it true that eventually everyone will fulfill their destiny no matter what they do?
Mostly. Some may postpone it for the next life also.
Another question from the live chat. Monica Sharma is asking, can we nullify all karmas in a single life, irrespective of our spiritual successes?
Yeah, possible.
We also have some questions, Gurudev, on the topic of reincarnation.
That should be the goal. We should nullify all the karmas here now. And see, that is when you are jubilant, when you are happy, when you are full of enthusiasm. Your mind is free. Know that this is your true original state of consciousness, your nature of your life. And that's what, and if we exit this world with that state, we are free. Yeah.
Ishan has asked on Instagram, if animals don't have karma, then what decides their rebirth?
Process of evolution. They do have impressions. You see, the biggest fear would form their greatest impression. Like a rat eventually will be born as cat because rat fears the cat. Or a snake. So whatever is the lost impression in the mind, and they all have mind, and that gives them the similar bodies in the future. Isn't that fascinating?
Absolutely. Why is our memory of our previous life erased when we are born? Is past life regression possible?
It's good. It's good. Just remember, you still carry all those memories. You can't live this life happily. You should thank God for erasing all the past memories so that you can live, enjoy the life afresh now and here. See, something is written in the blackboard and then you dust them, right? You clean them to write again. Suppose if it's not written, you keep overwriting on all the old impression. It's a big confusion. Already you have enough to get confused here. And you want to carry all those past impression, how much money you earned in the previous life and where are the buildings you bought and whoever is enjoying it there today, you will be, you will be burning with all these memories. It's good that you don't remember all that. So your life is fresh and alive now. See? And it's not a rocket science to know about you. No so big deal. You can go deep in the eternity process to, past life. You can remember what all you did, where all you were. It's a simple thing. It's like, now I want to ask you one thing. See, you have so many dreams you have had. Have you had any count of the dreams that you have had? Or are you trying to relive your dreams that you got few nights back? No, dreams are dreams. They come and they go, and then that you have forgotten about it, right? You wake up and you are active. Oh. It's good you don't remember all the past, I tell you. It's a boon.
Dinesh Pratap has asked, my strongest impression in this life is my wife. Will I be born again as a husband? Please save me from this.
Yeah, there will be connection. So if your strongest impression is your wife, definitely both will come together. Maybe in different forms. We don't know what form you choose to. There will be. That's why when someone gets married, there is a saying in India. I said, "Oh, 7 lifetimes we live together," or whatever that is. They don't count just this one lifetime. You count lifetimes. In the past, maybe we were there so many lifetimes. Future, we will be there in Janm Janm ke Saathi. All these things we say in India. I think that's because of that, yeah.
Dr. Abhishek.
But you have a choice. You don't have to. Have that strongest impression till the end. Get your mind. Reflect the true nature what you are. You are beauty, you are truth, you are compassion, you are love. And see, you are much more than a husband or a wife, You are a beautiful human being on the planet. And we must learn to connect with the entire creation. We must learn to connect with the nature. See ourselves from a quantum mechanic eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say quantum mechanic eyes? Do you understand what is quantum mechanics eyes? And see the entire universe as energy, field of energy. Then a big shift happens about your own identity. That is the way to be free. Yeah.
Dr. Abhishek has asked, what is the connection between our karma and our DNA? Is there one?
DNA is physical, karma is much more than physical. Of course, DNA is part of karma. Karma is not just impression on the gene level, but it is also impression in the consciousness level, in the mind level. Yeah. It's like the software and hardware, you know. In the computer, you have the hardware, then there is a software, and they are connected, right? That's how it is.
Louisa Gundim has asked, how can we make sure we are born whenever you are coming back?
Know that your intentions, your wish, your desires are very powerful. Don't underestimate your own will, your own desire, okay? You got the answer?
Sucheta has also asked, how do we get our desired reincarnation? What should one do to be able to choose their future life? Is it in our hands?
Of course. Your future is in your hands. Of course. You can mold it, you can change it, you can turn it. See, karma is not a fatalistic theory. Who said karma is fatalistic theory? No. Karma tells you about what you have and what are your possibilities. It keeps open the possibilities in front of you. That's what it is. Yeah.
Devansh has asked, if a person's actions and thoughts are driven by past karma, how do we switch lanes and act according to dharma? And how do we know what is our dharma?
You need to get little intuitive. You need to follow your gut feeling. Your dharma is what, when you do, you feel absolutely at ease. And you feel you are doing the right thing. Adharma is when you do some things and something inside of you is pricking you. You know, you have that prick, hey, this is not right. You are not doing the right thing. That prick inside tells you you are not doing your dharma. Or you are moved away from your dharma. Dharma is your nature, you know, and life is a combination, or life, I would say, is a cocktail, is a perfectly blended cocktail of dharma and karma. It's not just one. Yeah. And to follow your dharma, your karma has to support. And to do good karma, you have to be in your dharma. So, your true nature, which is dharma, that which supports your upliftment, your evolution, is dharma. And when you go against it, you feel very uncomfortable in life, and when you go against it, you feel, not right, very uncomfortable. Not just emotionally, but deeper than emotion. You feel that you need to do something different. Yeah.
Soumya has just asked the live chat, Gurudev, how do we get out of this endless cycle of life and death?
First of all, why do you want to get rid of life and death? You want to get rid of it because it is miserable. So you want to get rid of misery, not the life and death cycle. Got it? Suppose you are asked to come back on this planet and do some good work. Suppose you have to become an avatar. Why would you not do it? See, all these issues come to us when we are self-centered. We only focus on what do I want, what do I want. But if your life is here to do good to others, you should come back. Why not? Yeah. Yes, we want to be free from the cycle of life and death because it is causing more misery, because we are running after pleasure. The day we say, I want nothing, I am happy, now and here, that shift has already happened. Your liberation, freedom has already come to you. Your desires are our bondage, and contentment is our liberation. Yeah.
Can we take a few more questions, Gurudev?
Okay.
Kirti Giri is asking on Instagram, when one's karma is cleared, where will the soul go? What happens to it?
as I said, okay, you cleared some of the past karma, but present you are acting. When you are acting, you are collecting more karmas. And then karmas need not be all the time bad. You do some good karma. Good karma brings you more happiness in life, more joy, more light, more wisdom. Got it? Okay, you say, I don't want neither good nor bad, nothing. I want no pleasure, no pain. And I want to, that state is called samadhi, where you go in deep meditation and you find yourself only as a witness to all actions. In some way it happens to all of us. Every one of you would have experienced it. Sometimes you are doing something, but without your intention. Hasn't it happened to you? Sometimes you shouted at somebody. You didn't want to shout at them, but you shouted, then you felt sorry about it. It's not just you who is shouting, the other person's karma also pull that thing out of you. So you behave that way. The person on whom you shouted also has a part to take care in that, has a part in that action. Suppose you shouted at somebody and that person's karma also has something to do with your shouting. So similarly, in life, many actions, you are a witness to it. You are not really involved in it. You do it, whether good action or bad act, you find yourself as a witness. And this is what is worth noticing in life. That gives you eternal freedom, that makes you free. That's enlightenment, when you act without getting afflicted by the action. Okay? Wonderful.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Namaste.
For the next AGA with Gurudev, we have a link in the comments below where you can choose the topic of your choice. Thank you.